The parts of the earth inhabited by the children of Shem were parts of the territory of Assyria and Elam, Persia, east of the Tigris River, the eastern part of Syria, and parts of the Arabian Peninsula. All the children of Shem were black. This position will be supported by arguments and facts later. The second classification of mankind was the Hamites, who controlled the great centers of civilization in ancient time, 4000 BC, soon after the flood. This civilization included the continent of Africa, the land of Canaan, Israel, parts of Arabia, Syria, Phoenicia, Turkey, Babylonia, southern Persia, Iran, East Pakistan, and a large part of India. The third classification of mankind was the Japhites, from Japheth, who was the youngest son of Noah. The offspring of Japheth occupied the isles of the Gentiles, the shore territories of the Mediterranean Sea in Europe and parts of Asia Minor, whence they dispersed northward over the entire continent of Europe and a great part of Asia. After Noah's ark rested on the mountain of Ararat and the dispersal of the children of men at the Tower of Babel, Japheth's descendants traveled west, north, and northeast of the mountain of Ararat and the Caucasus Mountains. The Japhites settled near the mountains Taurus and Amus in Turkey. They journeyed to the river Tanais in southern Russia along Europe to Cadiz, Spain. The sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Genesis chapter 10 verses 2. Gomer was the ancestor of the first Sumerians and of the later Cimbri, including other offshoots of the Celtic family, and of the present-day Gaels of Ireland, Scotland, and the Hebrides Islands. These Sumerians were described by Homer the Greek as dwelling in a remote place of mist and gloom. This place was located north of the Black Sea. The second son of Japheth was Magog, father of the Magogites. Flavius Josephus said that the Greeks called these people Scythians. The Scythians included all the wandering tribes who dwelt mostly near the north of the Black and Caspian Seas. They were regarded by ancients as tremendously lacking in intelligence and civilization. The third son of Japheth was Madai, the father of the Medes. They were located at the southern part of the Caspian Sea, and they later united with the Persians to form one race. From Javan, the fourth son of Japheth, came Ionians and all the Greeks. Tubal, the fifth son of Japheth, is associated with Javan. Isaiah 66, verse 19.
Isaiah chapter 66. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to Tarshish, Pul, and Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory. And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. Verse 20. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Most High Yah, out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon the mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, says the Most High Yah, as the children of Yashara'el bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Most High Power.
Meshech and Tubal, Ezekiel chapter 32 verse 26 and 39 verse 1, are nations of the north of the focal point of the land of Israel. Josephus identified the descendants of Tubal with the early Iberians, Iberes. They were the inhabitants of the territory between the Caspian and Euxine seas, which is Georgia and southern Russia. The last son of Japheth was Tiras, the father or ancestor of the Thracians. This land, Thrace, was situated north of Turkey, Asia Minor, and the northeast of Greece. Japheth's grandson, Ashkenaz, formed the Germanic race. In the Hebrew language, the word means German. By 378 AD, the Germanic tribes were on the move. They were known under these names: Lombards, Burgundians, Franks, Saxons, Angles, Jutes, Ostrogoths, Visigoths, Sueves, and Vandals. These 10 Germanic barbarian tribes settled all over Western Europe and intermingled with modern nations of Western Europe as we know them today. All these tribes were the descendants of Japheth. The ancient people did not classify races according to skin color, like the modern nations of Europe and America. The ancients, including the Greeks and Romans, identified people according to their national or tribal names. They used such names as Visigoths, Vandals, Saxons, Ethiopians, Carthaginians, Jews, Arabs, Persians, Babylonians, Egyptians, and Moors. They did not use the term Negro, which is a modern term, to refer to black races, or the word Caucasian to refer to white races. Dividing the world along a color line was an idea that originated with the white supremacists in Europe after the Renaissance. The Europeans did not have any great civilization immediately after the fall of Greece and Rome. During the Middle Ages, the black nations of Africa and Asia had the greatest political, economical, educational,